Hi everybody, welcome back to the Blind Press YouTube channel. Hello Cannibalistic Wizard. I hope you guys are all having a good Saturday night. I'm just streaming because, well, it's Saturday and I found a couple of videos to look at, and then I want to finish. Well, not finish, but I want to find the town I'm trying to find in Diablo. So we're just gonna have a chilled out stream, watch some videos, and then play some games in a little bit. I've sitting here, got myself a nice cup of tea, and yeah, I've got a Penguin Zero video. I've got an Asmongold video reacting to Trump, because those are always fun. And and of course an August the Duck video. But before we get into all of those things, please like and share the stream so that we can have some more people, some more wonderful people here. And let's see what else. It's been a kind of a slow Saturday. Not much going on. And yeah, just it's been kind of a relaxed, slow Saturday with the family. Just kind of everybody just kind of hung out, and Pincalo was he fixed the snowblower today. That was it. It's pretty cool how he can do stuff like that. It's just come up with awesome fixes for things. And the kids and I, or one of the kids and I, went to the store earlier today. Just kind of had a bit of a chilled out day. Nothing huge happening over in our neck of the woods. It is fucking cold. When we went to the store, it was like minus 12 or something like that Celsius. It was chilly. At least there was no wind. I hate the wind. Sparkly Raindrop, how are you doing? Glad to have you here. And the house right now too, it's gonna be hard to sleep tonight because the house smells so good. Oh my god, Pincalo found this this huge pork roast, and it filled up the crock pot, and he's slow cooking it overnight, and it already smells amazing. I want to crawl into the crock pot already and just eat the damn thing, but it smells so fucking amazing. He put this anyway. It's let's see, what else is there to do? Or what else is there to talk about? I'm trying to make a good intro, but I'm not doing very well. Because I suck at intros. I will admit that. I am never good at the intro. Let's be honest. This is not my strong suit. Let's see. Shall we switch to our videos? Charlie saw somebody have a crazy meltdown earlier today, and he jumped on to tell us about it, and I figured, what the hell, let's listen, let's see what that's about. And so I grabbed it, and so we will listen and react.
I saw a pretty remarkable meltdown today. A gentle sir was let go from his job at the UPS store, and...
A gentle sir? Oh no. I like how this is starting.
Today, a gentle sir was let go from his job at the UPS store, and he didn't take it on the chin like a champ.
Are you saying he may have gone slightly postal, Charlie? Are you saying the UPS man went a little bit postal?
He self-destructed like a Voltorb here. Now, I understand getting fired is brutal, emotions are high, but for the life of me, I can't understand why they would let someone like this go in the first place.
Getting fired from the UPS store by this cuck loser fucking coward.
Oh my. Okay. This cuck loser fucking coward. Oh dear.
Coward cuck loser by this cuck loser fucking coward. Coward cuck loser won't even fire me at the beginning of my shift. Waits till the end of my shift. Here he is.
He literally...
Wow. Okay, I'd be pissed too. I'd be pissed too. You got another full day's work out of me and then you fire me? Yeah, that would piss me off.
Fire me at the beginning of my shift. Waits till the end of my shift. Here he is.
He literally just hit a textbook soy jack. This guy is the epitome of soy jacking. He goes through every single possible soy jack in the span of 51 seconds. It's unbelievable. It's beyond impressive, actually. And the way that he brings like the camera close to his face reminds me of the Dark Knight with the Joker. And the way he keeps calling this guy a cuck coward loser is a beautiful piece of pathetic artistry.
It really is. It is your peak level of I, except for my job, live on the internet, and this is the only insult I can think of. And this so I'm going to scream cuck coward loser at the top of my lungs over and over and over again.
He's speaking like it's League of Legends and he's whining about his top lane feeding. Now, I have no doubt that in the moment this probably felt very cathartic for him, just having this full-blown, expulsion of the demons inside. He's really upset and he's just letting it all hang loose. He's going hog wild with everything, and I bet it felt like a great relief. But man, you shouldn't have filmed this. You absolutely should not have been the one behind the camera.
I agree with Charlie here. This is not like the power move that you think it is, my dude. You sound very your voice is too high. Your voice is just, you sound like your balls are squeezed in a juicer. It's you sound very, what's the word I'm looking for? You sound very high-strung and, squeaky. You sound very squeaky.
Camera publishing this because it gets really bad.
Darren the cuck fucking loser from 1892 is a fucking loser who doesn't know shit about running a business.
The way he introduces Darren here is some full...
From 1892? Okay.
Loser who doesn't know shit.
Solo cam right now.
Well, okay, stay on there. Why are you on solo cam?
Because I was stupid and forgot to ask you to share.
Your camera was off this whole time.
Oh.
Shit about running a business.
The way he introduces Darren here is some Full House shit. Darren comes in, I was half expecting like a clap track to come in there.
Fucking loser who doesn't know shit about running a business.
The way he introduces Darren here is some Full House shit. Darren comes in, I was half expecting like a clap track to come in there. Because he takes off his glasses like he's posing for the camera. He's smoldering right now. Darren, I don't know how he was able to keep a straight face without just laughing, because this shit is unbelievable. So he calls him, the cuck coward loser from 1892.
Yeah,
I guess he's insulting him because he's old, which is
insult?
interesting because I feel like the guy filming is actually older than Darren. The guy filming looks like an anorexic Karl Marx. I just can't imagine he's much younger than Darren here, and yet he's really going in on the, him being ancient thing. I feel like he was just really upset, fuming, you know, the steam out of the
Thank
ears.
you.
He's actually foaming at the mouth. He is rabid. It just seems as though his brain was scrambling in this frenzy to try
Yeah.
and cobble together any insult it could muster.
Yes, it does feel very disjointed and what's the word I'm looking for? It feels very disjointed, it feels very beta, it feels very sad.
Or even if it didn't make sense, here's Darren, Dickie Darren, aka Cuck McShartpants from 1892, back before aviation, the Wright brothers, more like the wrong brothers, because, brother, you're wrong for firing me, Darren.
Yeah. And honestly, that makes more sense than what he's screaming. That whatever this guy's name is, it makes more sense than what he's screaming about. What Charlie's insult was better.
Cuck loser.
And he's gonna let an alcoholic fat fuck named Joe fire somebody with 10 years of experience because he complained that Joe won't train my fucking coworkers, and Joe puts nigger on the fucking radio, and Joe drinks next door and won't tell shit to my coworkers.
That was the most unexpected hard R I'd seen in...
Whoa, that was pretty let's back that up.
Loser.
And he's gonna let an alcoholic fat fuck named Joe fire somebody with 10 years of experience because he complained that Joe won't train my fucking coworkers, and Joe puts nigger on the fucking radio.
Wow, okay. You're not averse to saying it either, sir.
And Joe drinks next door and won't tell shit to my coworkers.
That was the most unexpected hard R I'd seen in quite some time.
Yeah.
The Game of Thrones Season 8 writers couldn't have subverted expectations that effectively.
That is a good analogy. I like that. The Game of Thrones writers. Yes. This is crazy. I think this guy's brain just snapped when he got fired. I think like this is the rant of somebody who has come unglued.
Obviously, I had to censor it to the best of my ability.
Yeah.
But wow. So we've gone from Darren now to now he's brought up this new character in the lore named Joe, who he is clearly not the biggest fan of,
No.
saying that he's fat and didn't train his coworkers, so he complained about that, which has led to him getting fired. That's his game theory on all of it. That's his hypothesis.
He really does not like Joe. Joe is apparently his arch nemesis in this whole story. And apparently he's an alcoholic, and
I don't understand at all where the hard R even comes from or what he's referring to here. He's saying Joe puts hard R on the radio? Like, what the fuck does that even mean?
There's probably a song somewhere that's called that. And he plays it on the radio to make people uncomfortable. Like, I would not be surprised if there was a song that's title was Hard R, right? Like, I'm not gonna doubt it.
It's fucking craziness here. He is so angry. Like, he is angrier than Broly at Kakarot, like, before he becomes the legendary Super Saiyan.
Because he's a cuck fucking loser coward, just like Darren, the cuck fucking loser coward. Coward loser fucking cunt.
Dude, why are you filming this? You look so crazy. And also, like, you cannot insult people. Like, you look absolutely nuts.
That ending is absolute cinema.
Yeah.
The way he goes from like this heightened emotional state to he's, the point he's about to pass out. He actually, I'm not kidding, has foam around his mouth. He is spitting so much. And then he goes from that to like this like almost post-nut clarity moment. Like he starts to simmer down. He takes a deep breath. And then he walks away calmly. And he just leaves.
It's like the little kid that has the tantrum and then just and then goes and walks away calmly and just oh my god.
And then turns the camera off. And then he posted it online.
Yeah.
I can't believe he posted this shit online.
I can't believe that either. Like, I can't believe he watched that back and was like, yeah, I think I should post that. Like, I think that's insane to me. I would not post that if I rewatched it.
If any future employers see this, it's going to be pretty rough for him, I would imagine. Because you just had a very public freak out, as well as just dropping the hard R
like
in the middle of it. And the
raging.
thing is, like, these videos pop up occasionally where someone gets fired and they, have this very cathartic blow up about it and, like, confronting their boss about it before they leave. And in a lot of cases, you're on that person's side because getting fired sucks. And a lot of times it is unjust. Mm-hmm. And maybe in this case, maybe there wasn't a good reason for him to be fired. I don't really know. And he starts by saying that he waited till the end of the day to fire him, which I'm a little split on because on one hand, you at least get another full day's pay, but on the other hand, you just wasted a fucking full day.
Yeah. I'm not sure how I would feel. Like, I don't have much experience in the workplace, but I'm not sure how I would feel if I were asked to work a full day and then told, hey, thanks for your services, it's time to part ways type of deal. I think I would rather be fired right at the beginning of my shift, so at least I would have an extra day to find work, like other work, if that makes sense. Especially if it was like a Friday or something like that, because then you have to wait the whole weekend to start looking for jobs and all that nonsense.
But regardless, it was very easy to get people on his side here for this, yelling at the boss about this. And again, maybe there wasn't a good reason for him to be fired, but this confirmed that they made the right call firing him if he is just like this ball of rage ready to bust.
Yeah. How long has this been brewing for this to happen, right? Like, how long has he been just simmering like this?
I had to talk about this. It was quite the meltdown. And the soy jacking, wow, beautiful. That's about it. See ya.
I thought that would be a fun thing to open the stream with, and I was right. Oh my god, that was I cannot believe how much he melted down like that. Like, and part of me does feel sorry for him because that's, nobody ever wants to be fired. Like, it's never something that people actually want. So I feel bad for him, but then, it's like, dude, why would you film yourself going insane like that? And just, like, why? Just why film yourself and then post it? Like, you look so crazy at that point. Why would you do that? Even if you're in the right. Sometimes you just don't want to post your rightness. It's not always the right thing to do. Because you might end up looking like this guy. And that's not necessarily what you want. August the Duck has found some YouTube cooking channels, and I'm scared because these make me really, really, like, these kind of hurt my brain, and I figured, why the hell not? Let's watch some of these, right? Let's take a look and see what August found, because he always finds really good stuff.
To blend it for 2 minutes. Get off. Just to blend it for 2 minutes. Get off. That's it.
Oh God. Are we going to Yorkshire for this one? That's what the accent sounds like.
Well guys, today I have something truly awful to show you. It's something that I am very confident in saying that you have never seen in your entire life. I'm also pretty confident saying that after this video you will never see it again for the rest of your life. It's just that bad, okay?
Fuck. Okay. I'm scared now. I was scared before with the fact that it was a British woman cooking, and British cooking is never quite that great. Sorry, Gordon Ramsay. But you know, there's the reason that it's called the three B's of British cooking: burnt, boiled, or both. So yeah, let's carry
We've
on.
seen a lot of bad cooking. I would argue that it's what most people know my channel for. There was a time when probably like a third of everything I uploaded was about bad cooking. You talk about the same topic once or twice a week for years, eventually you're gonna kind of start to feel like you've seen it all and that you've shown your audience it all.
Yeah. That I would understand. You know, you cover bad cooking for long enough, you're probably gonna be like, okay, I've seen that, I know that, I don't need to cover it anymore. I've covered it all.
And that's sort of where I ended up. After 100 Jag videos, 100K videos, 100 videos of people desecrating their kitchens on TikTok, you just start to feel like there's really nowhere else for you to go. You've explored all the land.
That I didn't end up on an August the Duck. What is that crazy blind person doing?
And you've seen it all, you've reached the peak. And that's where I was. And then suddenly, the clouds begin to part. A bright angelic light peeks through. You're blinded by it. At first you think it's just a beautiful sunrise.
Gordon can get bent, the fucker can't even make a grilled cheese. I saw that video of him with the freaking, what was it that Uncle Roger covered or did with the bread that wouldn't toast properly, and he was doing it in the fireplace, the grilled cheese in the fireplace.
Rise, and then you realize, no, it's Kay's cooking descending from the heavens to tell you, hey motherfucker, we're just getting started.
Yeah.
And that's what she told me recently with a video titled, affectionately, Fish Paste. Now, look guys, when I tell you that this is objectively the worst meal we have ever seen from Kay's cooking, I know what you're gonna say. You're gonna say, huh, okay. Sure. Like we haven't heard that before, buddy. And look, I get it, okay? This is probably going to be one of those instances where actions speak louder than words. I'm just going to need to show you. But I'm telling you, as an upstanding citizen, as a person who doesn't want to see people get hurt, this is it. We can't go lower than this, surely. You're going to think I'm overhyping it, so I'm just going to show you what fish paste is. Okay? Let's begin. Please subscribe.
Hi people, and I'm back cooking again.
Oh goody, you're back cooking again. I'm so happy.
And today I'm going to be doing fish paste on tagliatelle. If you're not sure what I mean, and I don't even know if you can see it. Bags full of water, you can't hardly see it. But anyway, yeah.
This honestly might be my favorite part of the video. Partially.
So you can't hardly. And I don't even know if you can see it. Bags full of water, you can't hardly see it. But anyway, yeah.
This honestly might be my favorite part of the video, partially just because the rest of it is too hard to stomach, but it's hilarious to me that of the two things she introduced, Kay thought that the pasta was what needed to be explained, like that's what needed to be expanded upon, and not fucking fish paste. Love it. Keep me guessing. I want to be scared.
Yeah, I didn't click on the video because I wanted to know about the pasta in the bag. I wanted to know about what you meant about fish paste. That sounds disgusting.
Scared when I watch a YouTube video.
Now I'm going to just cook slightly the fish.
Okay, so
slightly.
not a huge fan of the use of the word slightly there. Okay,
Yeah,
that
no,
seems like we
no.
don't really have a game plan going into this, and knowing what's going to be done to this poor fish, I feel like we owe him at least that much.
Now
I don't ever want to hear I'm just going to slightly cook anything that is a meat product. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not something I want to hear. I'm just gonna slightly cook this chicken. Oh, I'm just gonna slightly cook this beef.
now I've got my thingamajig,
Oh yeah, that's very...
and it does say in a bowl.
Okay, flag on the play. Did she just say it says, as in she's following a recipe? Okay, going on record saying I do not believe that. I think
I don't believe that either. I don't believe that the recipe says to use your thingamajig and mix it in a bowl.
Kay's making that up. I do not think there's a single source on the internet that will tell you to do what she's about to do. Gotta be honest.
Tablespoons in that, a bit much, and that's 3 tablespoons of flour, plain flour. And I'm not sure because my glasses don't work very well.
Your glasses don't work very well, or do your eyes need a better prescription? I'm just asking. That sounds more like your eyes need better glasses.
Is fill that up with salty. Hold on, there's not coming out of this. And because there were bits going in while I was pouring it in the spoon, in goes the pepper.
All right, so
The pepper? The pepper? What kind of... Who makes fucking pepper into a French word? The pepper? What the fuck? What is with this woman? Where do you find this woman?
so this is a relatively important thing to take notice of. We've got flour seasoned with like 8 granules of salt, maybe 6 flakes of pepper. That's it, okay? This is basically just plain flour, right? Just keep that in mind.
And when it's done,
Okay, that's just gross. Like, the way that she's making it sound is like she's accidentally poured salt into the mix, or into the flour, on top of the tablespoon of salt that she's put in. No. It's just like a tiny little fingertips worth of salt, and then the same with the pepper. Like, this fish is gonna taste horrible.
I think it's done enough. It's going to go in the blender, and
Why
it's
are we
gonna.
blending
Well,
it?
I'm gonna cut it up. Then it's going in the blender, and it's going to be blitzed with all these ingredients and the egg. Oh, I didn't show you the egg, did I?
The who? The what? The heg? Did she say heg or head? Head, I know what it is. Heg, I think, is she talking about haggis?
Yeah, there's egg white. That's it. I don't know why there's a spoon in it. I just put a spoon in it and I just, well. So yeah, once the fish is done, if I can cut it up while it's in the pan, I will. It'll be an easier job.
Yeah, so you just heard Kay's
Let's
dying.
back that up.
Fish in it, I just put a spoon in it and I just, well, that's it. I don't know why there's a spoon in it. I just put a spoon in it and I just, well. So yeah, once the fish is done, if I can cut it up while it's in the pan, I will. It'll be an easier job.
Yeah, so you just heard Kay's diabolical fucking plan for this fish. I don't even really know where to begin.
She's gonna cook the fish so that it's not all the way cooked. Then she's gonna try to cut it up. Then she's gonna put it in the blender with the flour and the salt and the everything else that she's measured out, and then blend it all together. This sounds like it's going to be terrifying.
I think there was a gross misunderstanding of the recipe she's following. Something had to have gone wrong, surely. I've got to assume this is some sort of recipe for like a fried fish ball. Keyword fried. Yeah. I'm gonna let you find out what that means here in a second.
Right, I've added all the ingredients to the blender.
No.
Now I'm gonna...
No, dude, you don't put... What are you doing? You're not supposed to... Oh my god. I think August is right. I think it might be a fish ball. In which case, this is not what you're supposed to do.
Scoop the fish in. You can see it going in, but yes, that's the fish. Oh dear. Hold on, making a right state of this.
Yeah, you are making a right state of it. Oh my lord. Nobody should let her near a kitchen. This is terrible.
Right, now I've put all the fish in and I'm going to blend it, and it says, let's have a look, it says to blend it for 2 minutes.
Okay.
Does it? Are we sure? Are we sure that you're reading this correctly? Because I don't think it says that.
I don't even really know what's happening anymore. Blend the fish for 2 minutes? Are we planning to drink it? Like, I've done my fair share of blending. I would say that I'm relatively experienced at blending things.
I'm like this isn't gonna be fish paste. It's gonna be fish slurry, fish juice, fish, I don't know what, but oh my god, it sounds terrifying.
I feel like 2 minutes is on the high end for like anything that could possibly fit into a blender. Like, am I crazy, or is that not a pretty long time to blend fish?
That's a crazy long time to blend anything. Like, Pincalo just blended something today for the pork, and he blended it for like maybe 40 seconds. It was not anywhere near even 1 minute, let alone 2.
Right, I've turned the taggy, whatever it's called, off. Oh. I'm gonna get a little bit.
The taggy, whatever it's called, off. It's called tagliatelle.
I didn't mean a little, that tiny bit. And oh dear. Now I'm going to put some, not much, but I'm going to put some fish paste on top of it.
Ugh.
Get off. That's it.
Okay, boys and girls, so what we're looking at here is a bed of completely unseasoned pasta, topped with unseasoned fish that was cooked to death, then thrown in a blender with plain flour, turned into goop. She also threw some ice cubes in the blender, so it's probably cold, and she dumped it on top of the pasta.
I feel like vomiting. I honestly, I am not a fish person. I used to like freshwater fish, and then I got a tiny bone stuck in my throat. And it really got me turned off of. I mean, she said her glasses aren't working at LaMayo. Yeah, she did. But yeah, that experience turned me off of freshwater fish. But I've never been a saltwater fish person, and this just makes me want to throw up.
This is something you would feed to a person that you're trying to get information out of. This is what you would feed to a person that you're trying to break mentally but keep alive because they have important information that you need access to. What went wrong here? I can't wait to upload this video and have somebody tell me this is like a traditional dish that everybody eats except me. Even if it is.
This is a traditional dish that everybody eats except me. Yeah, that's okay. I'll join you, August.
I don't think I'd care. This is objectively gross. We've got cold fish mush on unseasoned pasta. What are we doing? This has got to be a mistake. Like, surely. Fish, flour, and egg screams fry me, not blend me until I'm a sad, unrecognizable form of my former self and then throw me onto the world's saddest pasta.
Yes. When I hear fish, flour, and egg, I think, okay, they're going to fry some fish. And then they're going to put the fried fish either on or next to the pasta. And like, I do not think at all that they are going to blend that into anything and put it on the pasta as like a sauce. That's not what I think of.
Somebody needs to step in here.
Like I said, there's not much I put on. So that is your taste test. No, not your taste test. That's your end product. Well, the tagliatelle was not
tagliatelle? Oh my god, it's tagliatelle, not tagliatelle.
To be in the video. The tagliatelle was not supposed to be in the video, but I did ask what you could put on with fish paste. So let's get a bit of what I call flat spaghetti. Just tastes as normal. I am dreading this fish paste. I can't really have a lot of fish. In fact, I can't have fish.
Okay, this is a moment of tough love. Maybe you think that certain foods you can't have because this is the way you eat them. If this is the way...
I'm with August here. If you're doing horrible things to food and then your body reacts to it, it's probably because you've done something horrible to the food. And it needs to... Was the tiny bone the fish or my hubby? That's mean. That's not nice. That's very cruel there, CW.
The way that I was eating fish day to day, yeah, I wouldn't think I could fucking handle fish either. I mean, look, I'm not trying to be mean here, but we've seen this lady cook a lot of shit, and when all of your food is prepared by Case Cooking, there's probably going to be a lot of stuff that you think you don't like.
Yeah.
So let's just try a bit. Oops.
Let's just try a bit of my horrifying fish paste.
Come on, get on my fork. Exactly what I think. That is absolutely gorgeous. A bit of hot pepper in there though. But yeah, a bit of hot pepper, but that, I can't wait to eat that. But that is gorgeous. I'm not lying. That is one of the best dishes I've ever tasted.
Oh my god, no it's not. No it's not. You're lying. You are absolutely lying. There is no way that you can, first of all, taste the pepper in that. And second of all, that tastes good. There's no way that tastes good.
I don't even know how to process that as a human with a mouth. It's so shocking. I can't even address Lee screaming holy shit in the background. That doesn't even feel right. First of all, to be able to
I'm with him there. I just heard, that's true. I heard somebody in the background. Holy shit!
detect like the 3 flakes of pepper that she put in this dish. That's insane. To call it spicy is even crazier. To follow
She's British. British people are not known for their tolerance to spice.
That up by saying it's one of the best dishes you've ever tasted? For the love of God, can somebody please ship this lady like a Big Mac? If this is one of the best dishes...
A Big Mac. Something from Taco Bell, maybe.
...dishes you've ever tasted? I think like a bottom of the barrel fast food burger would blow her dick off. Like on a serious note, I almost kind of feel bad. Like this is sort of sad. This just
sad.
Should not ever even be in the running for like top 100 dishes you've ever tasted.
No, it shouldn't. It really like this tagliatelle with homemade fish juice on it. No.
Less one of the best. I don't even know what to do with the information that I've gained from this video. I feel like I have a burden on my shoulders now. I feel like my life has gotten worse. Shit. Well, guys, how are you feeling? Personally, I sort of feel like I just watched something I wasn't meant to. Like that was sort of a personal moment between Kay and her fish paste.
I kind of feel the same way. I kind of feel like we weren't supposed to watch Kay masticate that fish, macerate it with her blender. I think that was scary and not okay at all. That was terrifying. That was absolutely fucking terrifying. Oh my lord. I just can't. Oh, gross. Gross. That was, I don't think we were supposed to see that. At all. So, President Trump has declared that there are only 2 genders. And this is an executive order that he has come down with upon high. From upon high, I should say. And we are going to take a look at this video here, see what it's about. Asmongold has dropped this video. It's called President Trump banned pronouns. So let's take a quick gander at it.
Yeah, Pete Buttigieg. This is he ran for president in 2020. He had his pronouns. Now he doesn't. They're gone.
One executive order.
Yeah, no pronouns for Pete Buttigieg. He's the gay guy, right? The gay congressman or senator or whatever. Yeah, senator that ran for president in 2020.
Order defines sex in federal matters as only male or female, while not recognizing transgender, non-binary, or intersex people, or the idea that gender can be fluid.
Another order bans transgender military members. Trump enacted this ban before in 2017, but President Biden later repealed it in 2021.
Well, I don't know how I feel about the no trans military members. I think you should allow them to serve, but they should be serving in the what's it called? They should be serving in the capacity that they were born in. Like if you are transitioned female, you should be serving with men. As in, you should be serving as a man because you still have the body chemistry of a man. So you should not be given like the female training requirements, for example.
A third order cuts federal support for gender transitions for anyone under the age of 19. It also directs that federally run...
I thought it said that you can't even do gender transitions under 19. That was my understanding, is that it can't even happen at all. Did I misunderstand?
I don't... I'm not sure, because I thought it was under 19 as well. Maybe I'm wrong.
Just the funding. Okay.
Oh.
Insurance programs exclude coverage for such medical care. The order states that the U.S. will not fund, sponsor, promote, assist, or support the so-called transition of a child from one sex to another.
Nor should it. I'm sorry, but as a mother, I am not for the transitioning of children. If your child says they think they are the opposite gender, I mean, you don't hate them, right? You don't tell them that they're terrible, but you also don't run out and get them surgery and the hormone blockers. There's a middle ground, right? You talk to them. You take them and get them counseling. You get them to talk to other transgendered adults that have transitioned and understand how permanent it is. And then you go, okay, now that you've understood all of that, you're still, how do you feel about it? And also, you're waiting until you're an adult to do it.
And it will rigorously enforce all laws that prohibit or limit these destructive and life-altering procedures.
Damn.
It argues that kids are
It's like a total 180. It is. This is a total 180.
Impressionable to make this kind of decision, so it is one they will later regret and cannot reverse. Today,
that's a good point though, because there are a lot of people who have transitioned as children and they regret it and they detransition, but they still can't do things like have kids because they've forever been altered by puberty blockers.
Today, our Julie Dunmeyer spoke to several trans advocates who argue against this narrative.
Today I spoke with members and allies of the trans community in Grand Rapids. They explained gender-affirming care and how they feel targeted under the Trump administration.
It feels very heavy, although we knew this was coming.
Of course it's going to happen.
It's hard. It's really scary.
It's disturbing.
Members and allies of the...
No, it's not. You know what's disturbing? That you want kids to transition. That's what's disturbing. What's disturbing is the fact that there are adults that still think it's a good thing to have children transition. Having gender affirming care for adults, yeah, I am all for that, right? All for that. But for kids, no, absolutely not. Am I for there being like mental health support for youth that feel like they're trans? Absolutely. Should they be swept under the rug and told they don't exist? No. But they should not be given like puberty blockers and surgery.
Of the trans community are concerned.
The name of the...
I think they should be, honestly, because he's going to keep going with this too. Yeah, they're going to keep going with this for a bit.
Mm-hmm. Executive order is inflammatory on purpose. It's a scare tactic meant to rile up a lot of feelings in the country.
This comes after the executive order titled, quote, "Protecting Children from Chemical and Surgical Mutilation" was signed.
It's a gross mischaracterization of what gender-affirming care is for children.
Take it from Roz Keith, a parent of a trans son.
It's just, it's...
and founder of the nonprofit Stand With Trans.
This is such a mistake for them to push. This is gonna set them back so much. Like I
don't know though. Like because kids shouldn't be transitioning. That's, you know what I mean? But
like, I really kind of feel bad in a way, because there's a lot of people that, like, I've known a couple of trans people, and I feel like they're gonna get like massive friendly fire because of this.
probably. That is a good point, because there are going to be some very well-meaning, law-abiding, child-protecting trans people that are going to get caught in the crossfire for this, and that is unfortunate.
Yeah, I feel kind of bad for them, because this is radicalizing people against trans entirely.
Yeah.
Explains young children, like for example a 5-year-old, would only ever undergo something like social changes.
There are no medical changes that are going to happen at that age. Once a child hits perhaps 10, 11, 12, if they have been insistent, persistent, and consistent with that gender declaration, then probably what comes next is a consultation.
Is nothing, because they shouldn't have it happen at all until they become a legal adult.
Yep. Absolutely. Even at 10, 11, 12, if they're persistent, consistent, and insistent, they should not be given puberty blockers. They should be allowed to go through puberty and then given the appropriate treatment, because puberty changes a lot of things, including the way you think. And if you block that from happening, you run the risk of taking that away from the child.
And you shouldn't be having kids do this. If they're insistent about getting a tattoo at 11, then do you give them a tattoo?
No, absolutely not. I mean, some bad parents do. But no, you do not let your kid get a tattoo at 11, even if they're insistent.
I think so. Like, I don't even understand how this is the conversation. Like, what is this? Like, this is such a huge fucking mistake for them.
Mm-hmm.
With a pediatric endocrinologist. The endocrinologist prescribes hormones, but you don't walk into the doctor's office and get a prescription.
Ollie Robinson, a trans employee.
You don't wait. But you just said you go see a pediatric endocrinologist and they prescribe hormones. So you do walk into a doctor's office and get hormones. You just may not walk into your doctor's office, like your family doctor's office, but you definitely do walk into a doctor's office and get hormones. So please don't say that.
So you don't walk into the doctor's office, but you walk into the doctor's office.
Thank you, Asmongold. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. It's exactly what I just said. That is retarded.
Like, I don't know. What? What?
The Grand Rapids Pride Center calls these times dark.
I think that we're just in for a lot more.
And
Absolutely.
Aaron Brevka,
completely right. It's going to keep going. Yep. Absolutely.
Neither side is right in this. Like, it should have never gotten this far, because now it's going to pendulum way to the other side, and a lot of good people are going to get hurt.
Trans woman who just celebrated officially changing their name worries what the future holds.
Yeah.
It has
we don't need to be rude to the way that the people look on the screen. I mean, like, that person is like, they're going bald. I am too, right? I mean, we don't need to talk shit about them. Right? I mean, that's it. I mean, don't you think it's bad enough that their hair looks like that to begin with? Yeah, like,
Don't you think it's bad enough that they sound like they're a dude still, and they're officially transitioning to being a woman?
Because also, by the way, guys, I say it again, y'all gonna make me look like a bad guy, right? Whenever everybody's like going wild and out on this shit. And so like just keep that in mind. Because like it puts me in a weird spot. So just don't do it.
Been extremely distressing. I know that even though I am fortunate at the moment being a trans woman, like an adult trans woman, this isn't directly hurting me, but I've been there. I know what it's like to be a queer child who doesn't understand.
Well, it will though, right? I mean, like if they make you identify as a male on your driver's license or something, or like they...
I think that if you're an adult, that you should be allowed to identify as the gender that you are, right? But we really shouldn't be allowing children to transition. This shouldn't even be a discussion.
Like they make you go to males' bathrooms. I mean, I think that's a big one.
Themselves, let alone what's going on around them.
This order centering around children is cause for pause with all of the adults Fox 17 spoke with.
We see a large percentage of depression and suicidality in youth already, largely due to societal transphobia. And taking away care will result in premature, preventable deaths of kids.
All saying this appears to only be the beginning, but hope is not lost.
This story will be on the internet. People will see this. So many people get upset.
That's exactly what's happened, and I feel like it hasn't had the result that they thought it would.
No, it hasn't, because there are so many people that are like, well, what do you mean you're worried about kids being allowed to transition? Kids shouldn't be allowed to transition. What the fuck are you talking about? Everybody's saying that, and these people are very confused.
Like the fact is, the more people that see this, the more people are going to disagree with it. I think that like the gaming community especially, and maybe this is like a hot take, I think the gaming community especially is one of the most progressive communities on the internet.
Yeah.
We're extremely progressive. Now, you've got people that say slurs, right? But most of the time people say slurs like that and they have friends that are the same race of the slur that they're using, right?
Yeah. They have friends that are the same race, or they have friends that are the same disability or whatever it is, and it doesn't matter to them in their friend group, so they say the slur, and it's not that they hate that group, it's just that what they're used to.
Right? It's like it's just trash talk basically. Yeah. And so I think that the big issue is that when you actually reach the general population, the acceptance of this I think goes really, really, really low.
Yeah.
Annoyed that the trans experience keeps getting shoved in their face, or that we're being loud, and if we just quieted down, they wouldn't be bothered by us so much.
No, it's not if you quieted down, it's if you left the kids alone. That's what it is. It's literally if you left the kids alone, nobody would care.
That's exactly the way people think. That's correct.
But I feel like most trans people, including myself, also kind of want that. Like, I don't want to constantly be talking to people about my gender or my story.
I think that that's actually a really good point.
Or what it means to be a transgender person, but I can't not keep having this.
Yeah, no, I think that's a good point, is that basically a lot of the companies and, like, you know, for example, media that pushes this, they push it as a way to maybe get ESG money or to signal that they're very progressive. And I think that in the process of doing that, they've effectively basically appropriated the trans like movement. Yeah. And they've alienated people against it in fulfilling and trying to pursue their own profits.
And they've alienated people that wouldn't normally be against the trans movement to be against it. That's the big thing. They've pushed people who are generally pretty progressive to be like, you know what? I just don't want that shit around me or my kids anymore because it's so flagrant, it's so everywhere, and it's so annoying and in my face all the time.
So you have these companies that are basically using people like this and, you know, being like, oh, look at us, look at these people, look how progressive we are. And now, like, they're the ones that are getting all the shit for it.
Yeah.
Like, that's the way I see it. And let's see here. We have somebody in chat. Bro, kill yourself and do us all a fucking favor. Why?
Wow. That's a bit much. Holy
Jim
fuck.
Crow? We have somebody in chat. Bro, kill yourself and do us all a fucking favor. Why? Jim Crow? Wait. Is that me? Like, you want... Wait, why?
What the fuck? Why do you want either Asmongold or the adult trans person to kill themselves? That's kind of messed up.
What did I do?
Yeah, what did he do?
I don't get it. Why are you mad? Like... What? We're just talking about this. I mean, what am I saying this crazy? I feel like I'm not saying anything crazy.
No, you're not. That's the thing. You're not. He's not saying anything insane. He's saying things that are quite normal and quite sane.
I mean, shit, man. Yeah, I don't know what this is. It's for attention, bro. It's a troll. You're right. We're gonna just, yeah. Why are we wasting time on this? Anyway, so what I'm saying is basically like these entertainment companies. What they did is they basically took trans people, and there's obviously a handful of them that do want to be in the limelight, but a lot of them just want to exist, right?
Yeah. That is a big thing. A lot of trans people just want to exist, right? There are the ones that want to make everything about them and put themselves in the limelight, like Zach just said, and want to be the center of attention and want, you know, if you don't want to entertain that, then you hate trans people. There are some trans people like that, but not every trans person is like that. In fact, most trans people are not.
And so they took those people, they put them front and center as a way to signal to other people that this company is super progressive and this company cares about all of these social issues. And again, the reason for that is because the company wants to have those people spend money at the company. That's the real reason. And so the collateral for that is that people get annoyed by it. They're frustrated with the company. And now they lash out at these other people that are just trying to exist.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's
exactly
happened.
what happens.
That's exactly what's happened.
It's almost like they weaponize the whole movement and turn it against the trans people that don't want to be acknowledged.
And I feel bad for a lot of the people that are just quietly trans and that's it. It's not a big issue.
Trans. Like they want the acknowledgement of their existence and that's it. They don't need a fanfare every time they enter the room.
Don't you think you're creating an echo chamber by banning all these people since the election? Don't you want opposite views? An opposite view of telling me to kill myself?
You're right. There's an opposite view and then there's a troll. Like, come on. You can have opposite views without saying kill yourself. That's crazy.
No, I don't think I need that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I need that. If you want to express a disagreement, I think that most people express disagree. If you can express a disagreement in a way that's not, telling me to kill myself, I think that usually I can handle it. Yeah, that's okay. And also, every stream is an echo chamber.
So if you really think about it, your audience is your echo chamber, even if they disagree with you at some point. They are your echo chamber.
So anyway, I don't think we're missing much by banning Jim Crower, telling them to kill themselves. Yeah, exactly, right? Anyway, let's move on. So yeah, that's basically what I think has happened, is that people like this have been pushed into the limelight for a capitalistic, very cynical goal of just trying to make as much money as possible by co-opting social movements.
Yep.
And I feel bad for them. I do. I genuinely do, because I think that, like, they just basically, like, they're getting drafted into this culture war.
Yeah.
That a lot.
Yeah. These trans people that don't care about the culture war are suddenly being thrust into the culture war, and it's like, what? Why? What's the point? I don't want to be here.
A lot of them just don't even really want to be a part of. They're being used. They are.
Conversation if my rights are going to keep being threatened like this.
Julie Dunmeyer, Fox 17 News.
As Julie's story mentioned, gender-affirming care for youth isn't always medical in nature. So what does it look like? First, there's an evaluation and diagnosis. That often happens with a pediatrician and or a mental health specialist. Some trans youth may decide to start with a social transition that involves a new hairstyle, clothing, name, or pronouns.
Yeah.
Medical care can include puberty blockers, which are reversible and also give someone time.
No, they're not. Puberty blockers are not reversible. Why are we hearing this? Why are people still touting this? This is crazy.
To explore their gender identity. Older teens may later take hormones to make their bodies more closely match their gender identity. Well beyond that can be some kind of gender-affirming surgery, but the Grand Rapids Trans Foundation tells us that surgeries are very rare in trans youth. Gender-affirming care is supported by medical groups such as the American Medical Association and the American Academy of Pediatrics.
Today, we also reached out to several Republican lawmakers from both the state and federal levels to get
Because
their...
hormones don't affect the psyche. I mean, no, in my
They
opinion, like, I think like you want, if you think you're a girl and like your mom is okay with it, you want to dress up like a girl and go to high school, that's fine. But I don't think you need to be taking drugs or getting surgery.
Nope. You, like, the social transition, that's one thing. Fucking puberty blockers and hormones is a completely different story.
Right, you can wait till you're 18.
Yep.
When you're 18, if you still feel fresh about it, you want to do it, then it's your body. You can do whatever you want to do with your body.
Yep. There you go. There's my there's my stance in a nutshell on trans youth.
Reactions. We spent a few minutes with State Representative Brad Paquette from the 37th District, which includes portions of Berrien and Cass counties in southwest Michigan. He says he supports...
It's crazy, by the way, because I think that the way that I see it is the way that I would say probably 80% of people see it. Yeah. 90% of people see it.
Roughly about that. If you were to ask some normie who's not living on the internet, hey, do you think children should be allowed to take hormones and puberty blockers to transition themselves to a different gender? They'd be like, what the fuck? No. Wait till they're adults.
And somehow, like, it's all these, like, weird extremes.
The president's order, and for the last few years has been looking at how this is handled in Michigan. He says pharmaceutical and surgical intervention is what the president is trying to stop.
And so hopefully there will be enough people standing out saying that this is harming children, because these are the most vulnerable individuals among us. Yep. And they're becoming pharmaceutical customers for life. And no child should have to be thankful that they were able to grow up without hand of intervention and be able to grow through puberty. No child should be thankful that they were able to go through puberty without hand of intervention.
No child should be thankful for puberty in the first place. Puberty fucking sucks. Right? But it's necessary. It's necessary to go through. And but oh my God, like this, nobody should be thankful to have to go through it.
And this is what's happening in our state right now, and it needs to end.
We also received a statement from the Republican Congressman Tim Walberg, who represents Michigan's 5th Congressional District in Southwest Michigan.
Okay.
It reads, many children and teens go through challenging, awkward, and uncertain times as they grow up. Permanent, life-altering decisions made during these times can lead to immense regret. That's why we have laws in place to prevent children from making many permanent decisions that they are not capable of fully consenting to.
That's a very good way of putting that. That's probably the best way of putting that if you're a lawmaker or like a congressman. Because I don't think anybody, like even Republicans, are, unless they're like super, super far right, are against trans adults.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, children.
Regardless of one's thoughts on the topic, it should be common sense that taxpayers are not funding gender transitions for minors.
It is. It is. And the idea that it's not is crazy. Yep,
Yeah.
there it is. Pronouns are banned. And that was yesterday. This is today. Do you think companies in June will still celebrate Pride Month?
That's a good question.
I think that so this is what I think is probably going to happen. So like this actually that's a really interesting question. Like where does Pride Month stand now that we've seen a very big cultural shift? Now I want to think about this. Think about how it was I guess 4 months ago, right? I was looking at the calendar. How it was 4 months ago. Different than it is now. I think a lot can happen in 4 months. And I would not be surprised. Like, the thing is that we can't really predict what's going to happen.
No. I think that there will still be people celebrating Pride Month. I think there will still be pride flags. Probably not super saturated, but I think we will still see it.
Because it's, like, kind of unprecedented, like, the amount of change and, like, how fast it's happening. At least in, like, my recent memory. But there is a good chance that if things become even more conservative and even more, like, against, like, LGBT stuff, that a lot of companies call off Pride Month. I think there's a very, very good probability of that happening.
I think there will still be some companies that celebrate it, but I do think that there will be companies that did celebrate it that won't. I think he's right about that. I think there will be companies that call it off that used to celebrate it, but I do think we'll still see some that refuse to stop.
Yeah, I can see that. Absolutely. And so the reason why, so this is what, like, why would a company do this? It's very simple. So companies do Pride Month primarily to make money. And by primarily, I mean completely. So companies do Pride Month because they're hoping that people that support the cause will see the company positively and maybe buy a shirt with a rainbow on it, right?
Yep. That's exactly right. That is exactly why companies celebrate Pride Month.
That's clearly the idea. Or a trans flag or anything else.
Yep.
It's money. So if the company thinks that it's going to make more money supporting and selling rainbow flags and stuff like that, then they'll do it. But if they think that they'll end up losing money and it will end up being a detriment to the product.
Taxpayers shouldn't be paying for elective surgeries. No. No, they shouldn't. You're absolutely right, CW.
And it will hurt them, then they will not do it. So I think the decision will probably very much be a temperature check that happens somewhere around in April or May.
Yeah.
And there could be a good chance that Bud Light, so Bud Light was the first example, but you saw even Target roached out completely. And Target was pushing stuff for like trans. Yeah, I heard for like even in a kids section, right? Which is like that.
Yes, they were. They were doing that. Bud Light has been trying really hard to kind of redeem themselves, though, from the Dylan Mulvaney thing.
That's something that a lot of people disagree with, right?
Mhm.
But Target was pushing this like last year. And so now, not only did they go back on that, but they roached out of the whole fucking thing. There's no more DEI at Target at all. They even put out a post about it. So, and Musk is pulling a Twitter and locking federal employees out of their computers. And so, yeah, there you go. As a bisexual, it's just sad that my sexuality is something that's being used to sell. It sucks as fuck.
It does. It does suck. That anything that's to do with you as a person is being used to sell anything. It's just disheartening. It's frustrating. It's I can't think of any other words for it. It's just sad.
Here's the truth. And I think this is even true for trans people. We don't give a fuck.
Nope.
Just act like a normal person. Everybody's going to get along. There's going to be no problems.
Yeah. You don't have to walk around going, I am a bisexual. I am trans. I am a lesbian. I am straight. Like, you don't need to do that. Just be yourself.
You want to suck a dude's dick, suck a dude's dick.
Yep.
You want to dress up in a dress, dress up in a dress. Don't give a fuck. Just be polite, be respectful, be reasonable. Don't be aggressive. Treat people with respect, and there's going to be no problem.
That's it. That's exactly it. Just do you, and don't be rude and disrespectful, and people, for the most part, will accept you.
That's it. That's it. You do that, and you're going to solve 90%, 95%, 99% of your problems.
Yeah.
Now, it doesn't mean you won't have problems, but it means you're going to solve a lot of them. And I think that, for those of you guys that are, more, what do you call it? More conservative. How do you guys feel about that? Is that the way that you feel too?
I would say for me, that's how I feel. But I don't know if I would call myself a conservative.
Feel the same. Yeah, exactly. I mean, really. And so that's really what it is. And don't force it. It's all good. Yeah, it's all good. People treat each other with respect. AOC removed her pronouns. Did she? Let me see. Yep. But I think that happened a while ago, didn't it? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it did. How the turntables? Well, I mean, people knew this was going to happen, right? I mean, everybody knew this shit was going to happen. Let's be honest. I think that pronouns, people were very, very unhappy about it. People really didn't like pronouns, so it's not a surprise that people...
Nobody liked pronouns. Nobody liked being told you must use these pronouns when you're referring to me. Like, why? Like, why do you care who calls you what while they're talking about you in the third person?
That people are pushing back on it super hard. So the trans community is supposed to just keep their mouth shut while rights are being taken away. You can make emotional arguments as much as you want. At the end of the day, people just don't want to hear about it.
Nope. and your emotional arguments mean nothing when it comes to kids transitioning. I'm sorry.
So, if you don't like that, then I think it's totally fair for you to be frustrated. But at the end of the day, you can't expect the whole world to carry your cross.
Nope.
That's it. What rights? No, I think they are going to take away... So, for example, the right to identify as a gender on, your state ID card. I think that is a right that they had that they will no longer have.
I hope not. I really hope not. Because, as I've said, I think trans adults do deserve the right to exist. I think trans adults, for the most part, deserve to be recognized as the gender that they wish to be recognized as. I'm a woman on my driver's license, etc. I would hope that this that doesn't become a law.
The right to be in military service, that's not a right. Okay, so you're getting specific in the term rights. That's fair. Privileges, options, availabilities, whatever you want to call them, there were options that trans people could take advantage of that other people could also take advantage of, and now they can no longer do that.
That's, again, trans people have a lot of mental health issues. Trans people have a lot of just, they're like, I'm sorry, they do. And this is coming from somebody who is mentally ill. The military cannot risk having that in their midst.
So there is, like, you know, imagine the scope of what a trans person could do is this big. Now it's this big. They made it smaller. You want to get an argument about, like, what the vocabulary for what that definition is, that's totally fine. But their options are there.
Mm-hmm.
Or sorry, there are less options. So play pretend is okay. Look, I've given my opinion on this 50 fucking times.
Aspen Gold's getting pissed.
I'm not going to say it again. My point is that you're not going to get people to carry your cross.
No.
It's just simply not going to happen. And also, another reality that I think a lot of these people need to realize is that a lot of people don't like trans people.
Yeah. And it's not, honestly, it's not that they don't like them because they're trans. It's because they don't like them because of how insistent they've been on pushing it onto kids. That's why they don't like trans people.
They don't. And in the West, it is very, very much more accepted than the rest of the world.
Mm-hmm.
Way more accepted.
That's true.
So I get that you guys, I understand it, and I sympathize absolutely. Like, I'm not in support of taking away rights either. I think it's ridiculous, or privileges or options. I think it's crazy. But at the same time, like, I don't really like gambling. Like, here's an example, right? Like, I really don't like gambling. I think gambling's bad. I don't like alcohol either. I wish that in a perfect world, nobody drank alcohol and nobody gambled ever.
Right. That's a valid wish. That is a very valid wish.
That's what I believe. I believe this. I think the world would be a better place if that was the case. That being said, boring? Sure, right? I recognize that I am the minority.
Okay.
And just because I want it doesn't mean it's going to happen.
No. And that's a good thing to recognize that you are the minority.
Because there's too many people out there that disagree with me. That's how we do it in Islam. Hey, I said I have a lot of fans in the Middle East. Right? You don't see me eating a lot of bacon. You don't see me drinking alcohol. I'm not gambling. I got no credit cards. You know, like I usually, you know, I almost practice. It's Ramadan, right? You don't
That's
eat when the sun's up. I usually eat at night only too. Yeah, no, hey, I'm there in a lot of ways, right? It's weird. But anyway, so do you think alcohol is worse than weed? I do. I think that alcohol is a lot worse than smoking weed.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Big time worse. Big time worse. And as somebody who has done who sometimes drinks and also has and smokes weed, drinking is way worse than smoking weed. I would say for sure being drunk is much more inhibiting, or disinhibiting, I should say. You get a lot more, like, your muscles just don't work properly if you drink too much. You get sick. You know, you can get belligerent. just drinking too much is just, there's so many things that can go wrong with drinking too much. And then smoking too much, you just fall asleep.
I think that neither of them
Eat
in
a lot.
moderation are very bad, but I think that they're not good. But yeah, that's it. Anyway, it's the extreme thing that bothers you. Yeah, no doubt. And anyway, so pronouns are dead. That's it.
That's and I think a lot of us are probably glad that pronouns are dead. I think a lot of us are feeling kind of glad that President Trump did that. Because it's just this has taken over too much. It's in games, it's in shows, it's all over politics. A while ago when I was living in a different place, in the bigger city, the teachers had their pronouns in their email address or email signatures. It was crazy. Just like I do understand why Trump did what he did. I also understand why people are so upset about it, but I understand why he did what he did. Oh, that pork roast smells so good. I want to eat it right now. I'm so hungry. That is not fair. Oh, you know what, guys? I was gonna play some Diablo tonight, but I am fucking falling asleep in my chair. So instead, I'm gonna go to bed and get up in the morning and play. That's what I'm gonna do. So I'd like to thank you guys for watching. You guys kick ass. Thank you very much. Go follow the Twitch channel, twitch.tv/blindpress, so that you can get notified when I go live and play some games over there. So thanks for watching. I'm gonna go to bed and I will see you in the morning on Twitch. Alright? Bye, guys.